You're now Michigan State Representative Mark Tisdel, chair of the Finance Committee. Thank you for your time this morning. How are your constituents reacting to these developments, and what concerns are they raising about higher prices on something like electricity?
Well, good morning, Marni. And right now, it's really very early in the ball game on what kind of impact that this will have on Michigan or the United States. You know, the U.S. tariffs on Ontario or on Canada have not been put into effect at this time. One of the things that Robert just pointed out in the earlier story is that April 2nd seems to be the date where we're talking about reciprocal trade agreements, which would allow our trade partners to write their own trade policies, and we would simply, turn those around and reflect them back. Michigan is part of the Mid-Continent Independent Service Organization. About 1% of the electricity that flows into that 15-state organization comes from Ontario. No one's looking for higher prices from any source. No one's looking for any disruption for any source, but it's a relatively small portion of what will be flowing into the state of Michigan.
So that will be something that we watch. Because of your border, you've got strong ties with Canada. Do you think it could snowball into some bigger problems beyond energy? What are some other items that you think may see an increase?
Well, it certainly could. And of course, Michigan being an automotive state, there are an awful lot of automobiles that are assembled in Ontario. GM has several. For example, the Toyota RAV4 is assembled in Ontario, but with 70% or more U.S. parts. So if there's excess assembly plant capacity in the United States, when many of the parts are already coming from the United States, there could be changes made there as well. So, and calling this, the idea of a trade war. The United States economy is 15 times the size of Canada. So there could be a trade battle or a trade skirmish. The U.S. is in far better position to absorb any negatives that would result in that kind of conflict than the Canadian economy.
If it were to come to the point where Michigan was feeling the pinch of some of this trade talk, would you look for federal assistance, and what might that look like in the interim?
Well, there certainly could be, because the trade concerns are not simply limited to Canada or Mexico. There are discussions going on with the EU as well. There certainly could be a pinch, quote unquote, but it will be decided on how long does that pinch last, and can Michigan seek relief in any reasonable form from the U.S. government.
Michigan State Representative Mark Tisdel, thank you, sir, for your time this morning.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.